Hi there, my name is Caitlin Bandy and this is my channel BandysBooks, and today I am here to talk to you about my June TBR. Before we get into the TBR, I just wanted to give you a little channel update. So I recently hit 900 subscribers, which is amazing to me, especially considering that I was kind of spotty with posting videos consistently in the month of May. So first of all, a big thank you to all of the people that have subscribed to this channel, new and old alike. Thank you so much. I appreciate the encouragement, the comments, the likes, the views. I never ever thought I would have 900 subscribers. I barely thought I would have 100 subscribers. And every time I see this number going up, my mind is just blown. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I am especially surprised that we hit 900 this month when I consider that I was not the most consistent in May. And just for the sake of transparency on my channel, I just wanted to touch base on that a little bit. In April, I read an excessive amount of books because I'm hyper competitive. I got involved in Never Marathon and Trans Girl April, and that sense of competitiveness spurred me to read about 51 books in the month of April. So going into May, I was kind of in a bit of a reading slump. And that combined with some of my chronic health issues and a grueling work schedule kind of just put me in a place of just not feeling well. I was feeling physically a bit burned out, and I've been having really severe fatigue and chronic pain and some other lovely symptoms from this chronic illness that I deal with. And unfortunately, in order to have the energy that I need to get through my work days and the things that are required of me at home, I have to cut back somewhere. And unfortunately, that's when YouTube kind of tends to take a back burner for me. I really enjoy YouTube. I always aim to post consistently. It is the highlight of my day, seeing the comments and feedback on the videos that I post. I did take some time to rest and recover. I got to go home to San Diego to see my parents for a bit and my friends. So I'm feeling a bit rejuvenated and in a much better place going into June. All of that to say, don't fret. Going into June, we're going to be working on posting consistently. Again, I have a lot of content and a lot of books to talk about. So you'll be seeing lots of my face throughout the month. And now to the TBR. So we're gonna do things a little bit different this month. Typically, I pick out like 20 to 25 books and make kind of a concrete TBR. And traditionally that's worked really well for me. I like to kind of select a genre to focus on for the month or a theme to focus on for the month. But lately I've been struggling with that a little bit more. And that is because I have increased the amount of ARCs I've been requesting on Netgalley, as well as the amount of ARCs that I've been receiving from publishers. And because ARCs typically come with deadlines, like publishing dates and things, I want to push those forward and meet the deadlines. So I had a bit of a dilemma because June is my birthday month and I enjoy reading all sorts of genres. So I thought about just like letting myself mood read all month long, but it's also Pride Month and it's one of my favorite reading months of the entire year. And especially considering the climate here in the United States, I feel like it's especially important right now to be reading diverse voices, especially people that are trans and queer. So I didn't want to not have books picked out for Pride Month. So instead of completely mood reading, this is what I'm gonna do. I've picked out 10 books for a Pride Month TBR, and then everything else that I read for the month, I'm just gonna let myself mood read. So I'm gonna try to get through the 10 books that I've picked out, and then everything else will just be kind of spur of the moment. I really wanna focus on clearing off some of my Netgalley requests. I have a pretty large backlog of books to get through, and while most of them are due like in extended periods of times over the year, there are a decent little chunk that are due between June and July. So I wanna, make some progress there. So for this video, we're just gonna talk about the 10 books that are gonna be on my Pride TBR this month, and then we'll see what else I get into. First up, I have When You Are Engulfed in Flames by David Sedaris. I've read a couple books by Sedaris before, and I love his gallows humor. His writing style is so funny, relatable, interesting, engaging. I have not read this one yet, and I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it. Then I have Parakeet by Marie Helen Bertino. This is about a young woman who is set to get married, and then a parakeet shows up on the day of her wedding and gives her a sign that she should not get married. She comes to recognize this parakeet as the spirit of her long dead grandmother. I'm not super familiar with this book. I did receive this as a finished copy from a publisher. Sounds really interesting to me, and I'm not sure what to expect with this. After that, I have After Parties by Anthony Vyazna So. So this is a debut short story collection about Cambodian American life, and it offers profound insight into the intimacy of queer and immigrant communities. I have heard some pretty good reviews of this, and I'm looking forward to getting into it. Then I have Bola by Pashtim Statovci. I hope I didn't butcher that last name too bad. This is about two men that have a relationship, and their relationship runs into problems because one man is married, his wife is expecting, there is a war. This book is set in Kosovo, so the conflict that's occurring at the time of this story creates barriers to these two men's relationship. And so they get separated for a while, and then eventually I think they come back together. This is a book that I've had on my TBR for quite a while. I believe I purchased this in 2021 and just haven't gotten around to it for some reason. So for sure we're gonna be knocking this out this month. Then we have This Rebel Heart by Catherine Locke. So this is set in Hungary post-World War II. And I believe this is going to be about the spread of communism in Hungary. And our main character, Scylla, is conflicted about what to do. Her parents have been accused of a crime, and I think this has to do with how she's dealing with that. I don't know too much about this book. I found this in a little free library, and Once Upon a Book Club, they usually, I seem to like their selections, and I feel like I was really drawn into this cover. I love historical fiction. I don't know a whole lot about the history of Hungary, so I'm kind of interested in this. I think this will be a fun read. Next up, we have Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett. This follows a young woman named Simone who's just switched schools due to bullying. And at her new school, she meets this guy named Miles. They start dating. Everything is going well. That is until Simone starts to receive threatening text messages that say they will disclose her big secret if she doesn't break up with Miles. Her big secret is that she's HIV positive, and so she feels pushed into a corner and unsure of how to share her status with him. Then we have The Knockout Queen by Ruthie Thorpe. So this is a dazzling and darkly comic novel of love, violence, and friendship in the California suburbs. It follows two characters named Bunny and Michael. Bunny is struggling with her appearance and how she fits into society, and Michael is dealing with his own sexuality. I'm hoping that this is going to be really funny. I have a lot of really heavy books on this TBR, so I'm hoping that even though this is dark comedy, this might still kind of break up the heaviness of the rest of the TBR. After that, I have The Great Believers by Rebecca Mackay. This was a National Book Award finalist, and this book is dealing with the AIDS crisis in the 1980s. It follows two different characters as they deal with the specific topic and their family and the people in their lives. I have never read Rebecca Mackay's writing before. I know she has a book that just recently released that's getting good feedback. I have heard good things about this particular book, so I'm excited to try her out. And then I have The New Life by Tom Crew. This is one of the lovely books that Aardvark sent to me in the gifted box that they gave me to try out their subscription. This follows a couple different couples in the 1800s, I believe, as they experiment with sexuality and open relationships, and it puts them in a difficult spot because society is still very conservative at the time. I am really interested to read this. I don't know much about this author nor this book in particular. And finally, I have Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil by John Berendt. This is set in 1980s Savannah, Georgia. Someone is murdered. Is it an accident or is it an intentional murder? For nearly a decade afterwards, the aftermath reverberates through the city. So that being said, those are the 10 concrete books on my TBR, and we'll see what else I get up to this month. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know what's on your TBR for the month. Are you reading for Pride? Are you mood reading this month? Do you have a TBR theme? Anything that you want me to know. And if you're not already subscribed to this channel, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button down below as well as the notification bell so that you never miss a video, and that way we can see each other again soon. Thanks so much for joining. Bye.